Tonight, if you close your eyes and imagine a T-Rex standing in front of you, your brain does something interesting. It feels like a movie, like fiction, like something safely locked away in the past. But here's what nobody tells you. Dinosaurs and humans were never supposed to meet, not because one wiped out the other, but because the universe kept them separated by 66 million years. That gap is so enormous. The human brain can't even process it. And yet the question haunts us. What if that gap didn't exist? What if early humans, the ones who hunted mammoths with sharpened sticks, who crossed frozen oceans on foot, who survived ice ages that froze half the planet, what if they had to survive in a world where the ground shook when something walked nearby? The answer isn't what you think. Let's start with the timeline, because this is where most people's intuition completely breaks down. The last non-bird dinosaurs died 66 million years ago. The asteroid hit. The sky went dark. The world burned. And the reign of dinosaurs ended in a matter of weeks. Now think about when humans appeared. Modern Homo sapiens, our species, showed up roughly 300,000 years ago. Even our oldest ancestors, the early Homo genus, go back only about 2.8 million years. That means even if you stretch the definition of human as far as science allows, you still have a gap of over 60 million years between us and the dinosaurs. 60 million years. That's not a gap. That's an ocean of time so deep. The entire history of human civilization, every war, every empire, every invention, fits inside a single blink at the bottom of it. So the premise is impossible, but the question is fascinating. Because to answer it, you have to understand something most people never think about. Early humans were not weak. We have this image of ancient humans as primitive, grunting, stumbling around, barely surviving. That image is wrong. By 300,000 years ago, Homo sapiens had already developed coordinated group hunting. They were making composite tools, weapons with multiple parts fitted together. They were crossing open water. They were surviving in deserts, in Arctic tundra, in dense jungle. They were tracking prey across hundreds of miles by reading broken grass, disturbed soil, and the smell of urine. These were not helpless creatures. Now put them against a velociraptor. Here's what the movies got wrong. The real velociraptor was about the size of a turkey, a meter tall, maybe 15 kilograms. It had feathers, and yes, it was fast, smart, and dangerous. But a group of experienced human hunters with sharpened spears against a turkey-sized predator? The humans win. Not easily, but they win. They've done it before, with things just as deadly. The ancient humans of Southeast Asia hunted Komodo dragons, reptiles that can disembowel a water buffalo. The sand people of the Kalahari have tracked lions on foot and stolen their kills, face to face, with noise, fire, and pure psychological pressure. Early humans were not prey. They were apex competitors. But now let's scale up. Because velociraptors were not the thing that would have ended humanity. Meet Spinosaurus, 17 meters long, heavier than 2 African elephants, a skull the size of a car. It lived in North Africa, wading through ancient rivers, hunting fish the size of horses. Modern estimates suggest it may have been semi-aquatic, meaning rivers, the very thing early humans depended on for survival, would have been its territory. No spear kills a Spinosaurus. No fire scares it. It's too large, too armored, too alien for any human behavioral adaptation to overcome in direct confrontation. And here's the part that should genuinely disturb you. Early humans survived the Ice Age by adapting, by changing behavior, by learning. They didn't beat the mammoth by being stronger. They beat it by being smarter. They drove herds off cliffs. They dug pit traps. They coordinated. They waited. Given enough time, given enough generations of trial and catastrophic error, would humans eventually develop strategies to avoid, outsmart, or trap even the largest dinosaurs? Probably yes, because that is exactly what humans do. But there's a deeper problem, one that no spear or strategy can solve. The air. During the Cretaceous period, the era of T-Rex and Triceratops, Earth's atmosphere, temperature, and ecosystem were fundamentally different. Oxygen levels fluctuated. Average global temperatures were 10 degrees Celsius higher than today. The poles had no permanent ice. Sea levels were dramatically higher. The plant life, the bacteria, the parasites, the viruses, everything was different. The dinosaur world was not built for mammals. We know this because mammals existed during the age of dinosaurs. Small, nocturnal, terrified things, about the size of rats, hiding underground, waiting for the dinosaurs to stop dominating every available ecological niche. For 165 million years, that was the mammalian condition. Not thriving, surviving, in the margins, in the dark. And Homo sapiens is a mammal. Put a modern human in the Cretaceous. And the threats you can see, the T-Rex, the pterosaurs, the enormous crocodilians, are actually not your biggest problem. Your biggest problem is the pathogens, the parasites, the microbes, that human immune systems have never encountered, never evolved defenses against. An ancient bacteria that a dinosaur carries harmlessly in its gut could be, to a human, completely lethal. This is what killed native populations when Europeans arrived in the Americas. Not weapons, disease, organisms their immune systems had never seen. In the Cretaceous, every organism on the planet would have been unknown to the human immune system. The dinosaurs wouldn't even need to attack. The world itself would be the weapon. And yet, some part of us refuses to accept that humans couldn't make it work, because the entire history of our species is a story of surviving places and conditions we were never supposed to survive. We are in Antarctica. We are on the surface of the ocean floor. We have walked on the moon. A species that has done all of that with a brain that solves problems across generations, that passes knowledge forward through story and language and culture. Maybe the question isn't, can ancient humans survive with dinosaurs? Maybe the question is, how long would it take them to stop being afraid? Because every predator that ever thought humans were easy prey eventually learned otherwise. Every single one. The dinosaurs ruled this planet for 165 million years. They were the most successful large animals in Earth's history. And then, 66 million years ago, a rock 6 miles wide hit the Yucatan Peninsula and ended it all in fire and darkness. The little mammals survived, hiding underground, eating insects, waiting. And 66 million years later, one of those mammal lineages looked up at the sky and put its footprints on the moon. Maybe the dinosaurs should have been more worried about the small things hiding in the dark. Maybe they already were. So, could ancient humans have survived the age of dinosaurs? Maybe, maybe not. But here's what's certain. Something out there did survive. And it's reading this sentence right now.